thick, big tear stains on it. He'd use it as an iPhone. Colin, I was going to say he would use an iPhone as an iPad. I fucked up. I got nervous because Colin's on 12.
You did. Colin's on 12. Let's say Colin Quinn.
I use my iPad all the time. My fingers are flying on it.
Oh, boss.
What are you up to, Colin?
Nothing. I heard you guys were talking about me. I heard you guys were talking to Bullshit.
No, actually, I was complimenting your tweets. I'm finally following you on Twitter.
Oh, it's high time.
And you do Twitter a lot.
I do.
That's good. It's Colin in Morse code.
Where are you calling from?
My home.
Oh, you got an iPhone. Terrible reception.
Oh. Yeah.
No, I'm not calling my iPhone. I'm calling my lousy home phone.
You still have a cord phone in your house?
The reception's so bad that on my landline it sucks too.
Yeah, I was commenting on your tweets. You tweet a lot, but they're entertaining.
Thanks.
Like Colin's got thoughts in his head, and he'll tweet them.
Well, that's the whole thing about me. I have a real crazy streak in me. By the way, every night at the cellar, I've been making Chip Chipperson appear.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, Chip. Colin loves Chip.
I've been forcing Chip out. And I can tell Jen is really starting to get annoyed by it, too.
Yeah.
She smiles and she's like, this prick. She used to really like me. She's like, Colin. Now she looks at me like, hey, what's up?
Everybody in the fucking... William Stevenson hosts there a lot. Chip makes his fucking stomach acid come up.
No, he wants to punch Chip in the face. He told me on the day when you weren't there. He goes, I want to punch him in the face.
He really despises. There's something about it. I don't know what it is that really resonates with people, as they say.
Yeah, people get very upset. They don't like Chip. Yeah. What do you do? What do you have planned for your day? What does Colin do on a Friday?
Yeah.
I'll just rehearse my show and I have to go meet some advertising agency and shit for the show.
Are you always busy? Do you have any downtime? Colin seems very busy.
I do seem busy.
Yeah. If you're just
passing time until I die, like everybody else.
If you're just alone sitting around, do you feel like bad?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to be doing stuff.
Well, no. There's just always some shit to do. I feel like.
Yeah. You don't just sit around and watch TV and think you wasted a day.
No, that's what my whole life has been. Sitting around watching TV and wasting days.
Oh, so you're recently motivated?
I don't like it,
So now you're just recently motivated?
I don't know. I'm just, it's just the circumstances are making me busy.
Oh, well, that's good, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless you like, sitting around doing nothing. I kind of like sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah,
I'm what they call lazy.
Yeah, but you're not really lazy. You sit around, then after a few minutes, you get up and clean your guns.
Yeah, I do that, yeah.
You walk over, you look at a couple of pictures of the Luftwaffe on your coffee. You have a coffee book table of, like, some of the great funny days at Treblinka, like...
Funny days.
It's called Candid Shots from the Guard Tower.
You think there are any of those? Yeah.
I'm sure there are somewhere in Germany. There's got to be.
Candid shots.
Because Germans love cameras so much, you know what I mean? Like, they're such big camera photograph takers.
Yeah. Very big in lens making, of course. Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
It's a German lens. You ever see Mean Streets? It's a German lens. It's a Jap adapter.
I do have a lot of books, a lot of the big coffee table picture books from the era, from World War II and Hitler, Nazi things.
Yes, you do.
A lot of books.
Did you ever watch The Pacific? How about that new HBO series, The Pacific?
Yeah, not as good as Band of Brothers. Yeah, if I didn't see Band of Brothers, I probably would have thought this was really good. But
I never seen it, but I'm working on one for people who live around here. It's going to be called The Atlantic Ocean.
That's pretty goddamn funny, Chip. That's pretty damn good. You got to give him credit.
You do. He's just he's a laugh riot.
Anthony, one of the things I love the most about Chip is if you watch him after he's done talking, he's talking to somebody. Unless it's one of the few people he trusts, I don't know how he feels he likes you. He gets this furious fucking look in his eyes.
Yes.
It's like so fucking angry just from a life of fucking abuse and just, he would have easily been a Nazi follower. Like,
Yeah.
He told him to kill. Like, under his sterling sense of humor, there's an angry heart.
Yeah,
One time I had him meeting Greg Giraldo, and he's talking to Greg Giraldo, but Greg Giraldo was like, and then he immediately swiveled his head back to me because it was like uncomfortable, like he was a new person. He gets a little strange around new people.
Well, Chip doesn't know Greg. Giraldo is also, I have to say, a Chip supporter.
Yes, I'm sure he is. But, I mean, now he's probably more comfortable around him. But that first time, I just noticed when there's strangers in the midst, Chip zeroes back into comfort zone, you know?
Yeah, and Chip's mouth gets very tight, like, you know, a little pursed lip thing. And
a mean-mouthed little fuck, yeah.
Yeah, and his eyes get very angry.
Yes, yes.
Because no one's really laughing at his jokes.
They do so laugh. Are you kidding me? I'm cracking everybody up. I went on last night, and this guy had on his checkered shirt. So I said, hey, what's everybody doing? Having a picnic on you as soon as we get out of here?
Sadly, that would have killed Chip.
You're right. It really would. Oh, here's why else we were talking about you, too. I was talking about bombing and how we handle bombing and how, like, you know, there's different ways to handle it. Like, sometimes Nick handles it. Like, if one person groans, all of a sudden they're all liberal NYU cunts.
Yeah.
But you're interesting because if the crowd doesn't laugh, you very rarely, like, will shit on the audience or snap at them or give them, you know, as long as they're not talking. You seem to just take it in stride and not, which I'm always kind of envious of.
Yeah, some girl the other night I ran into some girl. I had to leave. I did something at Gotham. I'm leaving. There's this kind of cute girl outside smoking a cigarette, and some other girl I know is like, hey, and I'm like, you know, joking with him. I think I'm joking. I go, what the hell happened? I just got off like I had a good set, and this one girl with a cigarette, she goes, I was just telling her, I'm not your biggest fan. And I go, what? I go, what? She goes, you dig too hard for a laugh. And I was like, oh,
God, what a cunt.
What a cunt. Like, so then I just talked to the other girl, ignored that one. She was a friend of mine, but can you imagine? She goes, I'm not your biggest fan.
Oh, don't you hate people?
Yeah, because you always think everybody loves you. If you're a comedian, you think, unless you're bombing right there, and, you know, they all hate you. Otherwise, you're like, everybody loves me. I'm hilarious.
I'm hilarious. Especially out on the street. Some girl with a friend.
There's always one person, you know what I mean? It fucking has to do shit like that.
It's just got to fuck you over. You thought you were out of the club. You did a good job.
I had a great set. I was like, yeah, things are good, you know.
Shit, what a bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck her. So funny. Damn Colin.
We were also talking about Hicks, because there's like a Hicks documentary coming out. You knew Hicks, right? Were you a Hicks fan? I literally have never seen his act.
Yeah. I knew him, of course. It was good. It's more interesting for me because I mean that was so long ago. But it's more interesting. Like I really would love to have seen him in the past 10 years. You know.
Yeah, I was just saying that. Like, yeah,
you can't really tell where. I mean, he was at the top. If you look at it now, you're like, oh, he was politically correct and all that stuff. Because at that time, you know what I mean. It wasn't. You know what I mean. But it'd be interesting because I remember seeing him the last few times he was going on, and I could tell he was turning a little because he'd be like. Yeah, man, he was in New York, which can make anybody turn anything. He's like, yeah, so this bum came up to me. Not a homeless guy. This guy was a bum.
Oh, okay.
Not a homeless guy. A bum. And he was like getting into a little shit like that. So, you know, he had kind of a temper in that way. So I got a feeling it wouldn't have been what you guys were probably saying. I could just picture the two of you saying, well, he was politically correct.
No, he didn't say that.
The whole conversation right down in my head.
I didn't say he was politically correct.
You guys are completely wrong. You're completely wrong with you saying.
He's already got it.
But I didn't say that.
Well, you were out of line, and you're wrong.
Hicks didn't strike me as a politically correct guy, not the reputation he has. What I said is too many guys try to be him because they think that clearing the room... Like, one thing, again, and I'm going on reputation, but when he cleared the room when people left, he really was doing material, and he was doing material that meant something to him and that he thought was funny. People will try to be purposefully shocking just to clear the room because they think it makes them legends or interesting.
Right, I agree 100%. And it all goes back to people try to be like Lenny Bruce. When they do like when Lenny Bruce... You know, went after the Catholic Church in 1960.
Yeah.
That was dangerous.
Very.
In 1960.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Now, not so much.
There's no blowback today.
Yeah.
And people will sit there and they'll say Catholic jokes, and the whole audience is in on it, too. They were really going to get it together, too, but, you know what I mean? Because they'll be, like, laughing. And then somebody brings up Islam, people are like, whoa, somebody meaning me. And they're like, whoa.
Somebody meaning me.
And the crowd gets a little... Like, last time, talking about the immigration issues, and I could just feel it getting so tense. And I'm like, hey, you don't know how to... Like, people don't know how to react because they just... barrage with this shit all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you bring up the immigration thing and
they get tense immediately unless you're immediately going, hey, Arizona's racist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unless you take that politically correct thing with, hey, fuck Arizona.
Exactly.
And everyone will go, yeah. Shut up.
They're afraid of any type of... My theory was that it's like white people are very comfortable just laughing at white people. Like, when you think of the church, you think of mostly white people. You think of the Midwest. They don't have to look around the room because they're white, so it's an acceptable target.
Right.
But they don't want anything that they have to look around the room for, which would be Islam or any type of race.
Yeah.
Someone with a bomb strapped to him.
Yeah, somebody exactly with a ticking shirt.
Fucking
So it is true.
Savages.
If you really want to talk about it, every TV show, every popular comedy makes fun of white culture. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not whether they're funny or not, but that's the acceptable target. You know, just mocking this kind of white. Every business, it's just that white culture. That's all they can make fun of.
Yeah, it really is corny and safe. And look, it's up for, they can trash the church all they want. I don't care. But don't think you're dangerous doing it, and don't think you're being really edgy doing it.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Take somebody in a sitcom and have them meet up with some obviously Islamic gentleman and make a really funny terrorist-related joke.
Yeah.
You would never see that on a sitcom. Never.
And that's why I feel, getting back to the beginning, that Jim is wrong about Bill Hicks. Bill Hicks would talk about that kind of stuff, Anthony. And I just think Jim is out of line saying what he's saying about Bill.
Jim is out of line. Consistently out of line, yes.
Well, the two of you can put your little heads together and come up with any scenarios fucking you that you may want. But I certainly did not say. I don't think Hicks would have been PC.
No.
At all.
I would have liked to have seen his take on this radical Islam and 9/11 and things like that, though. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think he would have had mixed feelings, because let's face it, he was a lefty commie in many ways. Well, on the other hand, he was a Texas guy, which is where the entire army is from, Texas. Anthony, you should move to Texas and do the show there.
Oh, that'd be great.
You know why you won't, though? No, it wouldn't be great for you. Because you want to be the only gun owner of that many guns. In Texas, you'd just be like another guy.
I know.
You'd be mocking your collection, going, that's a pea shooter, boy.
I want to be the big fish in the small pond.
Exactly.
That's what I like. I don't want to be the just another fish in a pond full of guns.
In the Fresh Pond. Fresh Pond Road. Good. What's his face in? My boy from Maspeth.
What?
Yeah, it was last week.
Oh, okay.
You know something? I do enjoy having the ability to.
You love Texas? Are you kidding me?
No, some states I read about their gun laws and it's like, wow, that would be great. Like Arizona's got great. You just walk in a store and buy a gun. You wear it on your hip, just walking around. And New York, not so much. But it is kind of nice if you jump through their stupid hoops in order to exercise your Second Amendment right to be one of the few, the proud, the gun owners.
Yeah, it is true. But meanwhile, my friend I still told you about, he's still interested anytime you want to see, all those other guns. All the famous ones.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I might be going to the range, a special range to shoot some fun special weapons in the near future.
That's good.
Yeah.
A range you go into, is it in your kitchen, that type of range?
Chip, the thing about Chip is he kind of works off the top.
Yes.
Good and bad. I admire the improv, but at the same time, some of it's so horrible. They're not even plays on words. They're just like the word, and then I don't know what you call it, but you can call it a pun or a play on words. It's not even that much work.
It's maybe you don't get it. Maybe that's your problem. Maybe you need to go back to school or something.
What does that mean?
Go back to school. But he is mean, Chip.
Yeah. Chip is very bitter.
Yes, he is.
I'd love to know what the background is on Chip.
I believe that his father, he says his father's a salesman, he's on the road, his mother has all those friends of color. I believe Chip's father has been on the road since he was 6 and we're left home, and Chip doesn't fucking really want to acknowledge it, so he keeps thinking I don't think he ever comes home.
That's not true at all. My father's called home a few times. I wasn't there, and he would come home, but I would be gone. I would go to the store. My mother would, her friend would come over. I remember one time, Vermont and Leroy stopped over because she had floorboards in the bedroom needed fixing. And she says, Chipper, go to the store.
Chipper? She has a nickname.
She calls you Chipper?
Yeah, she says, go to the store and get some grape soda and some ice cream bars for her friends. And I came back, and she said, "You just missed your father. He was here. He was asking for you, but he had to go back out on the road."
Oh, now wait a minute. See, this is what I call a sick woman. To pick that exact time to fucking during a time when she's, ostensibly like banging these two big black.
No, she's not. She was getting. Watch her. My mother's a saint on earth.
I know, but I'm just saying to Anthony about something. Chip.
Yes.
Is that she picks that time to then call him and to then say your father called. That's good. No wonder he's so angry. This is sick.
I'm not angry. He stopped home. She said he took a quick shower and then the boss called and he had to go back out. And that's what Ramonda told me the same thing, and so did Leroy. Sometimes it'd be Lamar.
So, when was the last time you saw your dad? When was the last time he was?
I've been pretty busy, but a lot of times when my mother has her friends over, I'll go in the bushes and watch, make sure that the room's getting fixed.
Yeah, he's very bitter.
This is the making of a serial rapist, man. This guy's a lot more deep than I thought.
I didn't know there was such problems.
You gotta pee.
Yeah. Oh my God! Look at the time. Yeah, we'll take a little break.
All right, guys. I can take a hint.
Mr.
No, we have to break.
Telling us you have to go.
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys. All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right,
doll.
Colin. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Colin Quinn.
Hilarious.
I love Colin. He's fantastic.